Hi, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the campaign number 4, which is the Flood 10 Downing Street with emails and letters campaign. And I won't go into my other campaigns at the moment. I'll literally just say that I've just recently created a campaigns tab on the Targeted UK website, and please go and check them out. And this is the 4th campaign on the list, and this is a really important campaign because the whole campaign is geared towards creating change at 10 Downing Street and creating change with the UK Prime Minister, who is always based at 10 Downing Street. So this is an incredibly important campaign because this is directly messaging via an email or via a physical letter 10 Downing Street. So the way this is going to run is that this is going to be an ongoing campaign. So I'm going to encourage people to write an email weekly to 10 Downing Street and to keep that going, one email a week. Even if it's just saying, these are still going on, this needs to stop, something very simple that's like a paragraph or two long. Ideally always put links in to provide credible evidence, but the important thing is we write good emails weekly, even if they're short and only a couple of paragraphs, just to put pressure on them. Small bite-sized emails and letters weekly is the goal. So it's going to be an ongoing campaign in that level, but I'm also going to do this in at specific times where I will organize people to all write in at that specific time. So I might, for example, say, can everyone in the next 2 weeks or in the next month write in to 10 Downing Street, either via email or via letter, and that way they'll get a mass flooding of emails and letters in at the same time, and that's what's really going to create the impact, getting them in short bursts, powerful short bursts, but also over time as well, so they're consistent over time. So both of these are really important, and obviously these combine with the getting the face-to-face interview with your MP, which was the campaign number 3, because your MP can also put pressure on 10 Downing Street. Again, all of the campaigns on the campaign tab are geared towards getting 10 Downing Street to create new legislation and to enforce that legislation to protect victims of Havana syndrome, protect targeted individuals. And again, I'm going to recommend that people talk more in terms of Havana syndrome, because 10 Downing Street and MPs are going to listen to our message more if it's already been available in the public domain on the mainstream media. So with time, if you intuitively you think it's okay to tell them other evidence about patents, whistleblowers, witness testimonies that are more related to targeted individuals, and the phrase targeted individual, then that is also going to be a good thing. But I would ease them in with Havana syndrome first and test the waters with something that's already been well talking about in the media before you start giving them introducing this phrase targeted individuals and giving that other evidence. I would ease that in more slowly, about the direct energy weapon, the mind control, things like that. So that's really important. It's all geared towards 10 Downing Street. So I will put a date on the campaign, on campaign number 4, and I also have a current goals tab under the campaigns tab. I have a current goals sub page, which is also the most important page on the website alongside the campaign's main tab. The current goals tab is also the most important page on the website, because that's where I update with the most important campaigns that we're going to work together as a community at any specific time. That's why I recommend people always come back to the current goals tab weekly to see if there's any changes in the current goals we're working together in the UK community. So that's really, really important. Current goals tab, UK, on targeted UK. So I'm going to recommend that people both send physical letters and emails, because I think a physical letter, written in hand, is very credible and really makes an impact. If you receive a physical letter, it makes more of an impact on you than an email. However, I think both are good and both have their advantages. Obviously, email's more convenient, and physical letters, are a little bit harder to do because you have to go and physically post them. But they, in my opinion, they make more of an impact. So a good combination of both will be really good. I've put the contact form, the specific contact form for 10 Downing Street, on the campaign, on the Flood 10 Downing Street with emails and letters campaign part of the campaigns tab. So if you go to the campaigns tab, click on the link that says the Flood 10 Downing Street with emails and letters campaign, and it will jump to the specific section that which talks about that campaign. And in that section, you will find a link for the 10 Downing Street. But I'll also put it in the description below. That'll be easier, actually. And there's also the address is written on that tab. And you can always come back to this for more information or for a quick reference guide to this. But the physical address of 10 Downing Street, you write to Boris Johnson, so it's VRT HON Boris Johnson MP. So it's the RT, next word, HON, for honorary, HON Boris Johnson MP. And then the next line is Prime Minister, the next line is 10 Downing Street, the next line is London, and then the postcode is SW1A 2AA. I'll also put that address down in the description. Okay, so yeah, thank you very much. I just want to say that I really, really appreciate all of the help that I've had with, all of the campaigns and everything I've done. I do appreciate it, but we really need to keep going with these campaigns and doing all of the campaigns on the campaigns tab. Please write them down on your to-do list and work through each one. But specifically at the moment on the current goals tab, and this may change, I have the learn the law of attraction and work with the prayer campaign, start getting involved in the prayer campaign. I have the email your MP for a face-to-face interview, and I have this one, flood the 10 Downing Street with letters and emails. And all of these campaigns are working towards 10 Downing Street, creating legislation at 10 Downing Street, creating change from 10 Downing Street, so they dovetail together. That's really important to emphasize, that we have multiple campaigns working towards this goal, which is why it's so important that we all engage in all of these campaigns, because they'll really make an impact when they start to dovetail together. So the general advice that I'm going to recommend when writing into 10 Downing Street is to, number one, be credible. Provide evidence, mainly talk about Havana syndrome in the first instance, and then if you feel it's relevant, like they're getting it and they're understanding it, then slowly start to introduce, things more to do with targeted individuals and perhaps eventually even mind control, but really just always be aware of where their level is at. You would mainly stick to Havana syndrome, in some cases stick to it completely and not even introduce these other subjects. But just provide your evidence, provide your references in the emails, in the letters for Havana syndrome as to why it's going on. Say it's going on with civilians, and give any evidence that you can. Be respectful, be professional, so write it in a very professional way, and be polite, be likable, never rant. These are all very common sense things, but it's very easy when you're feeling that anxiety, feeling that stress, to start doing these things. It's always just really, really important to remember. I'm guilty of these things myself. Sometimes I can write emails that end up being too long, and so I have to think, no, keep it short. Shorter is sometimes better. Keep it credible. Provide evidence, but not too many links. We all can improve the way that we communicate and deem to do that, and I'm no different from that at all. I'm always looking to improve the way that I'm writing. So never give far out personal opinions, always stick to the cause. If at times some opinions are given, please make them sound credible, realistic and in line with the facts. So please, no far out personal theories or opinions, stick to the evidence, stick to the facts, please, persuade them with emotion, that's good to do as well as giving them that logical facts for them to kind of tick off and go, yeah, that makes sense. Also persuade them emotionally, because that's the way that we persuade anyone, is with emotion and changing people's emotions. So basically, I think with your emails, it's a little bit better to be a little bit more direct. But when I was saying about the interviews, getting an interview with your MP, I was saying, don't give too much information away. I think you can be a little bit more straightforward with your emails, but again, don't give perhaps so much information that it just scares them off too soon, or that it's way past their current level of understanding. I think it's still good to be aware of these things when you're writing in, but then still get the urgency coming across that this needs to be sorted. So obviously just play according to your own intuition, your own common sense, for these factors moving forward. So that's all really wanted to say. Please keep checking back to the current goal section. That's really, really important. Please remember that this is an incredibly important thing to keep doing once a week. Emailing them, sending a letter with evidence, keeping it more on Havana syndrome, especially in the initial phases. And then when we do have when I do organise the collective email floodings, please get involved. So when I put on the current goals tab, let's all flood 10 Downing Street in the next 2 weeks or whatever, when I say that, I would really appreciate everyone just getting involved and helping to flood 10 Downing Street at them times. And I may do this ongoing, as well as people emailing once a week and me generally putting this campaign out. I may do these floodings, ongoing, so I may do it, in say April, and then I may do it in May, June, so that we have not just an ongoing week by week emails going in, but we have mass floodings going in that really hit home and make an impact. So that's all I really want to say. This is very, very important. It dovetails with the Visit Your MP, it dovetails with campaign number 5, which is protesting daily in front of 10 Downing Street. This is all towards getting 10 Downing Street to create change. Also, in the resources section in the Targeted UK site, you can use my Targeted Individuals Goals document to send to them, so they have an idea of the goals in which we are after. Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your help in this. Please help me with this. This is so important. So important that we get organised on these campaigns and we just get this job done. This is not going to happen without us taking action as a team in the UK. Not going to happen. Okay, we need to get involved. We need to take action as a community in the UK and to stop this. Thank you very, very much for listening, and thanks for taking action. Thank you.